Everton 1, Liverpool 2. A victory, a somewhat slightly surprising victory, including myself, but a welcome one. Top 5, in my opinion, probably now secure, not obviously impossible for Liverpool to fall away from it, but after back-to-back wins in the Premier League in tough games, fair play. Fair play in what has been a dreadful season to get a small consolation prize. Big up to each and every single one of you that is in the building right now. Do me a massive favor, people, and smash the like button and also subscribe if you are new. Always and probably greatly appreciated, as well as obviously you lot getting involved in the comment section. I would love to hear from you all in this conversation, whether you're just popping in just to say hi, or whether you've got something on your mind that you want to get off your chest, talking football with me, whether it is about Liverpool or whether it's about anything else that took place this weekend. Maybe it's about the big game that took place yesterday between Manchester City, Arsenal, in which City won. They are now closing in on Arsenal and are expected to be top of the table after Wednesday night when they play their game in hand over Burnley. We shall see, obviously, how that goes. But it is expected that Man City will obviously beat them. Burnley will be relegated as a result. We shall see. Or whether you just want to talk Liverpool with me and the very late drama that took place at the Hill Dickinson Stadium in what is the first Merseyside derby at that stadium since obviously it became home to Everton Football Club. First and foremost, I do want to say no sign of Malcolm in the building as of right now. Or maybe he is watching, but maybe he's not getting involved in the chat. He obviously said he'd be here, fearing nothing. But yeah, no sign of Malcolm just yet. So we'll give it some time. I know it is early, but we'll give it some time. But we shall see. Anyway, hope we're doing good, people. Hope we're okay. And like I say, feel free to get involved. Would love to hear from you all. I'm a little cold, bit of a cold. How is that possible? Big up, bro. How you doing? Well, lovely to have you here with us. It says big up, Captain Fletch, and the chat. How are you? I'm good, bro. Hope you're doing well as well. Like and subscribe, people. Do what my guy asks. Like and subscribe the video. Really do appreciate it from each and every single one of you. Everton 1, Liverpool 2, Salah and Van Dijk. Remaining fixtures: Chelsea, United, Aston Villa, and Brentford. We need the wins. You'll never walk alone. And he's very much on point there. There are some big games coming up, some important games, some tough games. We need to get we need to get the wins. Well, we need. I think maybe Palace. I think maybe the Palace game. If we win that, I think that definitely secures top 5. There is a 7-point gap that has been created by Liverpool over the course of the weekend. Brentford drawing, Chelsea losing once again. The gap between 5th and 6th is now 7 points. And I do feel like with 5 games remaining, I can't see Chelsea, I can't see Brentford, I can't see Bournemouth or Brighton or Everton winning 3 games and Liverpool not picking up a single point or 3 points in the run in. I know we've been poor, and I know that we haven't exactly been perfect, but I can't see that 3 games swing taking place in the last 5 games of the season. Look, I've been wrong before, and I'll stick my neck out on the line and potential of being wrong again. But I think top 5 is secure. Again, that might come back to bite me, but I don't think so. I think when you look at these cluster of teams that are involved in this, it is very much a case of very inconsistent teams, and anyone can beat anyone. And I know that obviously Liverpool, especially, got games against teams that are in and amongst them and around them. But I don't see a case in which Liverpool do falter in this scenario now. Um, well, I've been wrong before, and I'll probably be wrong again. But yeah, I mean, even for as bad as we be, actually top five and Champions League football is secure for next season right now. And I wasn't expecting it, to be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, people. I was not expecting it. I wasn't expecting us to beat Fulham as comfortably as what we did. I wasn't necessarily expecting us to win against Everton. I mean, if it wasn't for a 100th minute winner from Virgil van Dijk, obviously we wouldn't have won. We would have drew the game. And that's exactly what I was expecting, because I was expecting a draw and the kind of game that it played out to be. Kind of somewhat underwhelming kind of game, a game in which there was a few chances in the second half, a game in which Everton kind of lived up to the hype of the crowd, the hostility of the crowd, and obviously dominated the opening half an hour or so, barely allowing Liverpool a sniff in the opening 30 minutes. And then, of course, uh, Everton probably felt hard done by. They probably should have got a penalty in the first half that wasn't given. Very, very clumsy from Curtis Jones. He definitely got away with it, considering I've seen less penalties given in those kind of situations and scenarios. They get a goal ruled out for offside, right call, but again, it's not by a considerable distance. It's not like it's a definite, not definite, but like an obvious offside, shall we say? Um, and then Liverpool managed to get the breakthrough with Mo Salah. A breakthrough with Mo Salah. I mean, it's a fantastic assist by Cody Gakpo. I've been on Cody Gakpo's back a lot this season. That was an incredible assist. Did he actually mean it, or was that a shot with a pass? I'm obviously joking. Like, it was definitely intended. It was a fantastic ball by Cody Gakpo to set up Mo Salah. I guess even broken clocks are right, or right twice in one day. And yeah, it was an incredible assist and a great finish by Salah. Then Beto scores for Everton, and I did warn anybody and everybody that Beto is in fantastic goal scoring form. I did warn anyone that would listen that Beto is in fantastic goal scoring form. And there you have it. He managed to get an equaliser, and it looked like Everton managed to get a point out of the game until Van Dijk stepped up when it mattered most in the dying embers of the game to earn Liverpool the 3 points at the end from a Dominic Szoboszlai corner. Set piece FC, ole ole. We get the 3 points. Wasn't exactly the most fantastic or perfect game that you're ever going to watch in your life, but it was an incredible victory in the Derby season game. There's always late drama in Merseyside derbies, isn't there? There's always late drama in Merseyside derbies. Um, and that's exactly how it played out once again in this one. Another late goal for the history books. 100th minute from Virgil van Dijk. And brilliant, brilliant performance. Brilliant result by Liverpool, shall we say. And they take the 3 points and the bragging rights. The first Merseyside derby at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Goal that will go down in history. And I think, I for one, I the performance leaves a lot left to be desired. It wasn't exactly perfect, and we somewhat got away with it at times. Certain decisions, I think, did go in our favour, but sometimes you just need that little bit of luck. And after the season that we've had, the desperation kicks in. It is what it is. It is what it is. What is going on with Verts and Isaac? Both are our 100 million plus players, not doing anything. Only Slot can't get the best out of the players. How long is Alisson Mamashvili out for with injuries? Well, Isaac's only just come back from injury, so I'm still giving Isaac the benefit of the doubt. He's clearly not match fit, and he's obviously having to come a little bit more into the deep end right now because of obviously TK's injury. So I'm still giving Isaac the benefit of the doubt. Verts, again, I don't think he was terrible yesterday. There were some nice bits of link up play between him and Salah, especially. Um, but yeah, I mean, we should get more out of this. We should, but I don't think he's under a manager that is going to do that. So I'm not exactly. Again, I'm not completely getting on Versus case. I know we should be seeing more from him. But I'm not completely getting on his case when I don't think we have the manager that gets the best out of Florian Verts. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Maybe that will change going down the line, or maybe the manager will change. Hopefully, but we shall see. As far as Alisson Mamardashvili is concerned, that Mamardashvili looked eh, didn't look great. Didn't look great. He lost a chunk of his leg. Oh, it's horrible. Yeah, it's not great. Alisson's injury, I don't even know. It's a good thing that probably we're not in any other competition. I don't know how much I would trust our third choice goalkeeper, but like I say, I don't think it necessarily matters now going down the line. I think top five is secure right now. Yeah, I think top five is secure, so I don't think it necessarily matters. These games, as much as obviously it's about securing it fully, round out the season. Um, it is what it is. It is. Losses: Palace 3 times, City 3 times, PSG twice, Galatasaray twice, Chelsea United, Brentford, Bournemouth, PSV, Wolves, Brighton, Forest, draws, Leeds twice, Sunderland, Spurs, Arsenal, Burnley, Fulham, unacceptable. You never walk alone. FSG out, Michael Edwards out, Richard Hughes out, only Slot out, and Slot room staff out. We need to be serious. Something needs to change, and we need to improve and reinvest into the squad. Got a choice to reinvest in the squad right now. The football we are playing isn't good enough to Liverpool at FC standards. We can't pass the ball, keep the ball, lightweight, bullied off the ball, not physical, no toughness, no aggression is what I am saying here. Man City 2, Arsenal 1. Arsenal are bottling the English Premier League with Man City and Champions League with Atletico Madrid. Arsenal club fan base is toxic and negative. What we'll say is, I don't think Arsenal were too bad yesterday. I've seen them play much worse. I know that both teams got a little bit of good fortune. City struck the post twice. Man City struck, uh, City struck the post twice. Arsenal struck the post twice. Um, Gabriel, probably in my opinion, should have been sent off. I think the referee really bailed Arsenal out on that one. I don't want to hear any Arsenal fan complain about referee decisions or anything like that when Gabriel probably should have been sent off for losing his head against against Holland. And at that point, if he does get sent off, that's curtains. That is curtains for Arsenal, curtains for their season. In all honesty, in the Premier League at the very least. Um, but Gabriel completely lost his head yesterday. Haaland really did rattle him, and I think the referee took pity. I think the referee took pity because I've seen head-to-heads like that result in players getting sent off. Nunes did it a few years ago. Remember Nunes against Crystal Palace? In was it his home debut or was it? I can't remember when we were. Was it his home debut? I want to say it was his home debut for Liverpool, but I could be wrong. It could have just been his second game for Liverpool. Either way, it was the second game of the season, Crystal Palace, and um, and yeah, it was it was Darwin Nunes going head to head with someone, and yeah, Nunes got sent off for it. I think Gabriel was very very lucky yesterday. Like I say, Arsenal shut the post twice, City shut the post twice. It was an entertaining game of football, don't get me wrong. A very entertaining game of football. Like I say, I think Arsenal have played worse and managed to win in those situations. But City were the ones to grab the win. Massive win for Pep Guardiola's side. They now need to take advantage of that win by winning their game in hand, and not only winning their game in hand, but also taking advantage of the incredible opportunity that is presented in front of them. As for Arsenal, they've got to get back on track. That's back-to-back losses now. They've got to get back on track and obviously hope that somewhere along the line, Man City slip. It's going to be incredible to watch. This Premier League title race might be going down to the wire, and I can't wait to witness it. Everton 1, Liverpool 2, player ratings. Mamadashvili gets a 5, Robertson 6, Van Dijk 8, Canate 6, Jones 6, Soboslai 6, Gravenberch 6, Verts 4, Isak 4, Salah 7, Gakpo 6, Woodman 6, Kirkes 5, Rio 5, Maka 5, Frimpong 5, Slot 4. I think overall, like, I'm going to say, Salah takes his goal really well, very much a threat. I say him and Verts linked up really well. I think should have had more, but you know they at least showed good signs that they were working together. Um, Van Dijk, I say fine. I thought Jones was great. I thought even though kind of put out into that right back position, Jones was really good. Paul Gravenberch was the worst player on the pitch for Liverpool in a Liverpool shirt. He was awful. Was not great again. I don't I don't know what's happened to the guy. The guy is not that good anymore. Like the guy's fallen off massively. Like he's so slow in everything that he does. I still reckon there is a player in there, but I don't think there is a player there that is comfortable in that deeper role anymore. Don't think he's comfortable or capable of that deep role anymore. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but Ramberch is not great whatsoever. The goal we can see was poor. Liverpool need two centre backs, centre defensive midfielder, um, central midfielder, two wingers. Optional is a right back, left back, and a number 9. We definitely need a number 9 now that XTK is injured. Definitely need a number 9 when XTK is injured. Can't be having Cody Gakpo as our backup striker because there'll come a point where he's probably playing every single week. because Slot loves him so much. Weird, man. So weird. But it is what it is. Is what it is. Big old D in the building. Lovely to have you here, bro. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Says Morning Flex. Not a complete performance, but a win is a win. And maybe now Everton will stop saying that they will finish above us. Yeah, that's another thing that we ended yesterday, in my opinion. The threat of Everton finishing above us, because that would have been embarrassing. That definitely would have been even more embarrassing. To add to an already embarrassing season, Everton finishing above us would have been absolutely dreadful and even more embarrassing if that had happened. Um, we managed to put an end to that yesterday, in my opinion. Like I said, I think personally, top five is secure right now. I really do. I really think top five is secure for the season. I think that top five and Champions League football is pretty much done now. I think I don't necessarily see um, any team that is in and amongst the European dogfight win three games and Liverpool pretty much lose all five of their remaining games. I know we've got some tough games coming up, but I don't see us losing to Palace, in all honesty. I think we actually do beat Palace because I think Palace are going to be focused on the Europa Conference League that they're involved in, the semi final. So I think, with that being said, I think that they'll be focused on that. It might open the door for Liverpool to take a victory in a game that might have otherwise been very, very difficult. Um, Man United might be tough, depending on if they want to go out there and properly secure top five themselves and make sure it's beyond all impressionable doubt. But also, there's pride on the line, obviously, against the rival in Liverpool. The Chelsea game, look, Chelsea are crap right now. Chelsea are terrible right now. Um, Again, not to be taken for granted though, because obviously Chelsea turn up against Liverpool because again there's a bit of a rivalry and a history there between Liverpool and Chelsea. So it's not out of the realms of possibility for Chelsea to turn up against Liverpool, but overall Chelsea are not that great right now. They are really, really not that great right now, and they are in serious danger, in my opinion, of falling away massively in the coming years, in my personal opinion. Aston Villa, Europa League. I think by the time that game comes around, I think maybe top five will be both of these teams. But just in case it isn't necessarily at least one of them, and maybe Liverpool, I think by the time the game comes around, Aston Villa should be in a Europa League. So maybe they'll have one eye on the final. Don't want to like risk it. Don't want to like go too hard in the game and then either be tired for the Europa League final. I think that could be a massive opportunity for Aston Villa to be going into. And with no other commitments, again, I think Liverpool could find themselves in a decent position to pick up some good points in that game. And then, of course, Brentford on the final game of the season. Things should be wrapped up by then for Liverpool, so I don't think necessarily that game should matter. And then we can focus on giving the likes of Andy Robertson and Mohamed Salah the beautiful send off to absolute legends of Liverpool Football Club, absolutely deserve in that final game against Brentford. So There doesn't have to be any emphasis on what Liverpool are getting or not getting this season. I think that should be wrapped up by that point, and we can focus on, like, giving them a proper send off against Brentford on the final day. The injuries are mounting up. Mamadashvili is the latest to be added to the list now. Yeah, I mean, obviously, hope recovery to him. But yeah, I mean, he's just been cursed with bad injuries. Like, I know every team's got them, and I'm not using them in any way, shape, or form as an excuse for why we've been poor this season. Everybody knows the reason why we have been poor this season. Everybody knows it's down to players partially, but most of all on the manager. Um, but we have been cursed with bad injuries this season, especially. Like, Leone out, Frimpong constantly out every so often. Um, Gomez being Gomez. Um, yeah, as we've seen with Isaac Ekitike now, um, Allison, and now Mamadashvili. Like, yeah, we've been cursed with some bad injuries this year. It's not it's not made for great at all. Um, Hopefully that record improves next season. Hopefully it improves, and we don't obviously hopefully get as many. Who knows? Who knows? I know it's part and parcel of the game, but even so, like, Isaac broken leg, uh, Leone's Leone's ACL, Isaac sorry Ekitike's Achilles. Three big injuries right there. Three big injuries right there. And then on top of that, like, Frimpong's breadstick like hamstring, Allison's yearly injury that he always picks up every single year. Um, Gomez, his constant injury. Yeah, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible to think that happens pretty much every single year. Um, I just hope Liverpool spending big in the summer. There's a few players that need to go. Yeah, it's, it's exactly as we said it the other day, bro. We've got a situation where there is going to be a fair few exits this summer, and there is going to probably attempt to be a few incomings as well. Maybe similar to last season, but maybe with not as big of an investment. And with that being said, I don't understand how you can talk about Arnie Slot, not you specifically, but what I'm saying is how how people in the media, people that are associated with the hierarchy of Liverpool Football Club can basically sit there and say, well, Arnie Slot has had to deal with a transitional year this year, and a lot of people leave and a lot of people come in. Well, the possibility and the talk is that it might have to happen again. So, are we going to be as bad or maybe even worse next year as what we were this year? And are we just basically going to turn around and go, well, he's had a lot more people leave and a lot more people come in. So even if Liverpool are as bad as what they were the year before, we shouldn't be too hard on Arnie Slot. It's exactly how we said it before, bro, isn't it? It's exactly how we said it before, and it will make no sense whatsoever. Um, I just don't get it. I just don't get it personally. But at the same time, yes, you're right. There's a fair few players that are simply not good enough. There's a fair few players that have dropped off. There's a fair few players that I think need to be looked at as being moved on whilst we have the opportunity to cash in on them. And there are gonna be some holes to fill. And there already are some holes to fill with this current squad. But we just didn't do it. We just didn't do it last year. Hopefully that changes going. But then again, do I trust Slot? Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. Spirit of Liverpool fans, big up, bro. How are you doing? Long time no see. Lovely to have you here with us, my friend. We need investment. Yes, Ian and I were just discussing there, bro. You are 100% correct. We do need investment. We do need um, some new players. We need some new blood in the club, and obviously we need some players to be taken out. And so when you look at the squad as well, there's just unreliable, questionable factors across it. Centre back area. I know we've got Jeremy coming in this summer, but I still think we need one or two more centre backs, depending on obviously the situation. Right back. Do I trust two injury-prone right backs in Connor Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong? Both of whom I'm a big fan of, but I don't trust their reliability. Like left back, Andy Robertson, he's gone or going in the summer, should I say? We've now just got Kirkes. Do we bring Simicast back into the fold as a temporary cheap option in terms of we're not in a case of we're not going to be looking at a left back because maybe we just use Simicast. I don't know. We definitely need a defensive midfielder. That is definitely one position that I don't think negotiable. Need a defensive midfielder. Gravenberch just isn't it, and anybody else that we play there might look good for a game or two, but over the course of a longer period of time, just not good enough. Maybe a central midfielder, like I say, I think Alistair's legs, I don't think are completely gone. I think right kind of combination of midfielders around him, that he may come back to being again a top player. But right now, his legs are gone. Right now, they are seemingly gone. I think that needs to be looked at. Obviously, a right winger to replace Salah, a left winger because Gakpo's useless. Um, and now we're going to need a number 9 as well because we need a backup to Isak. Ekatike is going to be out for a long time. And not only that, but with this type of injury that he's picked up, there's no telling whether or not the guy will come back and will hit the ground running again or even advance to being the player that he was promised to be. This is the kind of injury that can derail a career. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but you never know. You never know with this type of injury. So hopefully he comes back and he's fine. But you judged off of other players and other injuries similar to this, it doesn't look like it could be the case, to be perfectly honest with you. So we do need some serious investment. We do need this to be looked into a lot more. And it definitely needs to be looked at. We need to offload players. I 100% agree. Like Cody Gakpo, the potential of the likes of Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis Allison need to be looked at as well. Uh, Clearly, Slot does not like Federico Chiesa, so he's probably on the chopping block as well. Yeah, there there needs to be some players that need to be offloaded next season. You're 100% correct. Morning, Bush Baptist. How you doing? Well, my bro. Lovely to have you here with us. Big up religious. Doing well, my friend. Lovely to have you here. Who said Xabi is coming in the summer? Some German sources claim that to begin with. Some German sources that were close, reportedly close to Alonso. And also they're the same German sources that also were right every step of the way on the Florian Wirtz situation over the summer as well. So at least they had a bit of credibility in the bank. And there's still, let's be honest there, people. Football can change in the blink of an eye, whether it's on or off the pitch. So it's not like Rams a possibility for Xabi Alonso to still come in the summer, and that's the hope that I'm clinging on to going forward. But the talk is that Scott's going to be here until at least the beginning of next season, and maybe the Xabi Alonso thing will have to be put on the back burner, and that's terrifying because I think that's a big missed opportunity if Liverpool don't take it. And whoever does is going to have one hell of a manager on their hands. So we shall see. Would you see as many injuries in the same player? Would you see as many injuries to the same players without Scott there? Possibly. I don't know. I don't know. Like some of them have been just incredibly unlucky injuries. Like Isak's leg break, for example. Leone's ACL, and obviously the Achilles to they're not like they're not from like the players being worked into the ground. They are just unfortunate, unlucky, wrong time, wrong place injuries, unfortunately. Um, I don't know. The others, I'm not. I don't know. Like Frimpong's hamstrings, for example. I don't know if that could potentially be slot. I don't know. Allison's always had injuries, so again, that's not on slot, but he always picks up an injury every single season. I've never known a goalkeeper to be injured as frequently as what Alisson Becker is. Gomez again is another one that's always had injuries throughout his career. Don't know why. Don't know whether it's part of his training regime or I don't or something. I'm not. Um, I don't know. I don't know. But either way, it is what it is. I don't know. Uh, I don't know whether you can blame Slot for the injuries. I don't know whether you can or not. Alonso and Gerard is a done deal as far as what Bush Baptist is concerned. And look, I hope you are right. There's been no clear word on it as of right now. Like I say, there were once upon a time a lot of German sources that were claiming the Alonso stuff was going to take place in the summer, and that Alonso didn't want to take over any club as manager slash head coach until the summer of 2026. Um, and with that now being said, like it might not be Liverpool now. It might not be Liverpool. I hope it is. Like I say, it's a massive opportunity for Liverpool to get a promising manager with high potential. Already got a decent resume for a young manager. Invincible in the domestic league with Bayer Leverkusen, of course, winning them their first ever Bundesliga title, winning them a German Cup as well to boot, almost taking them all the way to the Cup as well, missing out on the final in that very same season were invincible. So he's already got a decent resume, and he actually did have a decent resume at Real Madrid as well. He just wasn't like for what Real Madrid were looking for, which, if anything, proves that Real Madrid look more at results than doing their due diligence on managers and coaches. Because if they did, they would have known exactly what kind of head coach they were getting. They were just hoping that Alonso would adapt to them rather than them have to adapt to Xabi Alonso. Um, but yeah, hopefully the Alonso stuff is genuine. Hopefully it is. Hopefully what we're hearing about Slot remaining as the Liverpool manager is just all talk. All talk about how we don't want to rock the boat because we're going to be aiming for top five. We don't want to create a divide. We want to get on board with everything to do with with obtaining Champions League football for next season. And yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully. Big ol' Ethan is in the chat. It says, "What do you think about Slot? Give him until next season." Absolutely not. Gone at the end of this year. Thank you for getting us into the Champions League. Thank you for last year's Premier League triumph, but you're clearly not the guy to take this club forward. You're clearly not the guy to take this forward. You need to leave. You do need to leave. Like I say, Xabi Alonso is right there. Xabi Alonso is right there. He was our first choice after Klopp left. We missed out on him because he wanted to go. He wanted to stay at Leverkusen in order to to get a better chance of obviously becoming the next Real Madrid manager. The opportunity was too big for him to turn down. I understand that. I understand why he would do that. It didn't work out at Real Madrid. He's now without a club. The opportunity is there to go and take him. The opportunity is there, not just for him, the benefit of some of these other players. Let's face it, he's already worked with Jeremy Frimpong, he's already worked with Florian Wirtz. So the hope is that he can help them get back to a similar level that they were showing at Leverkusen, along with some of the other players that we've got. But I'm not the decision maker. I'm not the brains behind the operation. FSG are. Unfortunately, they lack the brains behind the operation sometimes. And that's why right now it looks like he is staying. If there was any indication of Slot moving house, then there would have been a lot a house move by Slot, at least to move from his house right next to Manchester Airport. I just I just need him to go. I don't care where he goes. He can go to Real Madrid for all I care and take over from Arbeloa. Just need him to go. Go, Slot. Go. Go back to the Netherlands. Go to Spain. Go back to Ibiza. Wherever you want to go. I don't care. Just don't care. Don't think you're the right guy. You're still deluded. And still crazy and still weird. Here he is. Here he is. We got Malcolm who's in the chat. How you doing, bro? Hope you're doing well after yesterday. I'm here, lad. I'm Scouser. I don't feel anything. Van Dyke don't come me the hill dipper. Yeah. I mean, you should be used to failure by now. You've had it for what, over 31 years? No trophy. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm only kidding, bro. I'm only kidding. Look, I will say, like, your lot can feel a little bit hard done by yesterday. I will say that your lot can feel a little bit hard done by. Like, I did think you deserved the penalty in the first half. I thought Curtis Jones' challenge was a little clumsy. I don't know how we got away with it. Penalties have been given for less this season than what that one was. So that was a bit unfortunate for your lot, I will admit. The goal you scored, yes, it was offside, um, but again, it showed your intent. And then you got hard done by a once in a lifetime or broken clock in Cody Gakpo, who actually did something useful yesterday, which I was very much surprised at. Very much surprised at. It was a, like I say, quality pass from Gakpo to see it, especially because usually he takes a shot from that situation. But for him to find the pass to Salah, yeah, absolutely brilliant. Neto scored for your boys, and he's in good goal scoring form, man. I did warn anybody and everybody that listened about Beto and my predictions in the build up to the game. I warned Beto. I warned Beto. And yet he managed to score against us yesterday. Fair play and credit to him. But then Van Dijk, not for the first time, Van Dijk pops up with a winner. And not for the first time has there been late drama in this fixture. I still remember Sadio Mane, 94th minute. Obviously, Divock Origi. We know that one as well. There's always late drama in this, it seems. And even in a horrible season, even in the season where we've not been great, we still managed to do the double over Everton. Still managed to do the double over Everton. And in the first Merseyside derby at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, go down in the history books as a Liverpool victory. That's pretty damn sweet. That's pretty damn sweet. Love it. But no, big up for actually being here and showing up, bro. I really do appreciate it. Really appreciate you being here, and also just appreciate in general that you stay face and you turned up. A lot of other people wouldn't. A lot of other people wouldn't. There's a certain Man United fan that used to join in on the chat every now and again. He'd always show up when Liverpool lost and United won. He'd never ever show up when United struggled. Wonder if he still watches from time to time. Wonder if he still watches. Fletcher drove Arnie Slot to the airport. FSG loves Slot, and Slot is a yes man for FSG. I don't know, man. I don't even think it's just that. It's just a case of like the guy. The guy's just not good enough. I don't think the guy is just not Liverpool FC material. Like he's a fine manager, but he's not a man manager. He's okay somewhat tactically, but I just don't think the players that we've got match up with his tactics. I don't think his man management style matches up with the players either. I think these players need to feel motivated. I think these players need to be in a position where they are prepared to run through brick walls. I said this time and time again that if you are to compare Arnie Slot to Jurgen Klopp, well, even in the seasons where Klopp wasn't performing or Klopp's team wasn't performing very well, it wasn't through a lack of effort or motivation. It was just because the legs had gone. The legs in the players had gone. It was because of numerous amounts of injuries to a specific part of the team, a crucial part of the team. When you look at the season where we came off the back of winning the league, Van Dijk, Gomez, and Matip had all had season-ending injuries before even the midway point of the season. We were forced into playing Henderson and Fabinho. Even then, I think Fabinho picked up a season-ending injury not long after that. Henderson was also going to be out for a long time. We had to resort to buying Ben Davies, who never made a competitive start for Liverpool, never made a competitive appearance for during his time at the club, and we had to loan in Ozan Kabak, and so we played with a back two of Kabak and Matt Phillips until we decided Kabak's not the guy. We need to bring in this Reece Williams guy. So it was Reece Williams and Nat Phillips that were basically battling for us to get third place. Third place, and it's seen as a bit of a miracle that we actually did, considering the season that we were on. Now, again, third place is not out of the realms of possibility for Liverpool to finish this season. But the difference is that at least I saw a team back then that was still willing to put their bodies on the line and still willing to run through brick walls and stuff. It was just we just couldn't because everyone was decimated. We had a lot of bad luck with injuries in specific areas where our centre backs have been taken away from us. Our midfield had to, our best midfield had to drop deep to accommodate for that. And when they got injured, and when they were able to move away from that defensive role, they ended up getting injured. They ended up getting injured, so they couldn't be brought back into midfield, which meant we had to play again makeshift midfielders um, or a drop off in midfielders. It wasn't exactly like our first string of midfielders; it was like our second string. I think there was only pretty much Mo Salah and Andy Robertson, if memory serves me correctly, that was actually fit for the majority of the season. So we had to accommodate for that, and that wasn't amazing at all. We came back the following season. We came back the following season where we put together that incredible quadruple charge in which we were 2 or 3 games away from securing the quad. 2 or 3 games away from doing that. Still think back to that, you know. I still think back to that. What could have been? What could have been if Gerrard had held on with Villa to that 2 goal lead? What could have been if Thibaut decided to channel his inner Manuel Neuer? Oh, what could have been for that year? But yes, in reference to your comment, it wasn't through lack of trying for Klopp's seasons of drop off. It was just legs had gone, injuries, tiredness. Like you can't really say that for this year. For this year, it's just a lack of quality, a lack of brains, a lack of motivation. Because Slot has decided to change the way that Liverpool play over the course of the past 18 months or so, and it just hasn't worked. I hope I'm proven wrong, and eventually it does work, especially if he's going to be here for the long haul. I don't think I live in a world where things do get better. I want to be proven wrong. Of course I do. I want what's best for Liverpool at the end of the day. Of the day. And if what's best for Liverpool is this bold-headed manager that eventually gets it right, that eventually decides to set his ego aside and do what's best for the club and these players and the squad overall, then fair enough. I doubt it. And he did his press conference on Friday. Did anyone see his press conference on Friday? I did a video on it. But if you've not seen it, he basically talked about how everything was looking more positive, or how things were looking up just because we had more possession against PSG. We had more attempts than goal than PSG in the second leg. And I said, no, that's not how it works. Because the first half of football was dreadful. The first half of football was poor from us. And that was your style of play. That was Slot's style of play that he wanted in the first half. That was his setup, his tactics. That's what he wants to do going forward. He wants to play like that. And we only had one effort on goal. He had the best chance of the game. He set his stall out. Only one effort on goal in the first half. It was dreadful. We had actually less possession in the first half than we did overall. We had less XG in the first half than what PSG did. But yet, because in the second half we decided to abandon slot ball and go for the kill because of obvious reasons we needed to, he thinks that that is a good indicator of us moving forward. The guy is totally delusional. The guy is absolutely 100% totally and utterly delusional. And I will call it out every step of the way. I will call it out every step of the way. If he continues to talk absolute crap, I will continue to call out his ridiculous antics. I just will. I just will. Just done with Arnie Slot. Don't think. I just don't think long term it's gonna work out. Again, I hope if he does stay, which it looks like he is doing, I will be proven wrong. I just think it's a mistake from the board. I think it's a mistake from the people in power, the people that are keeping him in the job. I'm just not convinced. I am just not convinced in the slightest that this guy is right for the role. But a big win nonetheless. A big win nonetheless. And like I say, we needed that win. We matched obviously the wins and victories of Manchester United and Aston Villa this weekend. That was massive in of itself. Um, we obviously got a better result than Chelsea, who have lost 4 Premier League games on the bounce right now. We've created a 7 point gap over Chelsea and over Brentford. I think top five is secure. Does anyone else believe that as well? Does anyone else feel that as well? That top five is secure for this season, or is anybody still left a little bit unconvinced? As I say, we've got a nice little gap over Chelsea right now, 7 points. That's a 3 game swing. I know we've still got to play Chelsea, and I know we've still got to play Brentford. We've also got the 2 teams that are directly above us as well in Villa and Man United, Palace as well, but I would argue that top 5 is secure for this season. West Ham play Crystal Palace tonight. A win for Palace will see Wolves officially get relegated. Burnley, the interesting bit with Burnley is that they won't officially be relegated tonight when or if West Ham win, but the opportunity that they have to beat the drop is by goal difference, which is very unlikely considering they've got a far worse goal difference than what West Ham have. So Burnley will all be but confirmed as relegated tonight if West Ham win. And not only that, but if West Ham do win, they will also create a 4-point gap over Spurs, and the threat of relegation for Tottenham Hotspur becomes even more of a reality going forward. We shall see. It's going to be interesting. Like I say, if West Ham can pull off the result tonight, fine, fair enough. Like they're probably expected to as well. They're probably expected to as well. Um, Tottenham are probably going to be a championship club next season. That is just incredible to think about. Absolutely incredible to think about. I saw Verts live. He's shy. He's weak. He's no better than Ndai. I've mentioned his physical stature this year. I'm still, I still think there can be a great player in there. I'm not writing him off just yet. I know that physically he needs to improve. I know that obviously he needs to learn that he can't have as much time on the ball as what he probably would get in the Bundesliga. But there is a fantastic player in there. There is a fantastic player in there. I know there is. I just think he needs to he should learn by now he can't have as much time on the ball as what he probably did have at Leverkusen. He needs to get into the gym, beef himself up a little bit more. But I also just think mostly it's been a season in which Scott has not helped him, or barely helped him, barely helped him. Because there is definitely a player in there. There is 100% a player in there with Florian Wirtz. It's just not the kind of player that has come to the forefront just yet. Just not the kind of player that has come to the forefront. And I think partially down to manager. I think partially down to the player. I think there's a combination of the two that isn't playing a fault here. There you go. So yeah, big win for Liverpool. Left it late, extremely late, but they got the victory nonetheless. 5, in my opinion, is secure. I mean, now that I've said it, Now that I've said it, it probably won't be. We'll probably go on to lose it in spectacular fashion going forward. But no, we at least get the consolation prize at the end of the season, and that's not amazing. It's not perfect, but it is what it is in terms of how the season has gone. Not happy about it in the slightest. Can't believe that Arnie Slot is still here. Can't believe the talk is that Arnie Slot will still be here from the beginning of next season. But again, I don't make the decisions. FSG do. So now my hatred is purely on them. Big win, big 3 points, 7 point gap now created over the like Chelsea and Brentford. Lot to be desired, lot to be improved on, of course, but a win nonetheless. And to it's Crystal Palace first, isn't it? I've said it now. I just doubted myself. Yeah, Palace. Palace. 3 o'clock on Saturday. Onwards, Crystal Palace. Like I say, it should be a win for Liverpool, that one, and we should get a bit of revenge over Palace for how they treated us this season. But again, I wouldn't be shocked if Palace to actually turn up for that one. Um, Look, I think Palace will have their eyes firmly set on the Europa League or Europa Conference League semi-final. I think they'll have their eyes firmly set on that. They are safe and sound in the Premier League. There is no real need to go and push the boat out and overexert yourself in that kind of game. So I think Liverpool could get the job done against Palace. And I think that win will secure it. I think that win will secure the victory, the triumph that is top five as the consolation prize. Um, just having a look at some of the other fixtures um, that are happening for that weekend. Well, obviously, there's no Chelsea game because Chelsea face Brighton on Tuesday in a game in which I'm expecting Brighton to win. I'm expecting Brighton to win um, that game on Tuesday night. Should be a great game to watch. Should be a great game to watch. And, you know, Chelsea, like I say, they're not that great right now. I know that obviously Brighton themselves by only drawing to, um, to Tottenham, but I don't know. I just think Brighton have Chelsea's number a little bit, and I'm expecting them to get the job done. Manchester City should go top of the table with a win over Burnley on Wednesday. Bournemouth against Leeds, two of the most informed teams right now in the Premier League, go head to head Wednesday night. That should be an interesting game as well. We've got a Friday night game between Sunderland and Nottingham Forest. Forest win at the weekend should see them safe in terms of their Premier League status being maintained for next season. Saturday, 12:30, Fulham are in action again against Aston Villa. Again, should be an interesting battle, that one. One I probably expect Villa to get the job done in, but again, Villa might be safe and sound and secure, and they may also get take their foot off a little bit. Maybe they will focus on the Europa League semi-final with Nottingham Forest. West Ham Everton is a 3 p.m. game. Everton need to bounce back if they want any hope of getting any form of European football for next season. And against the West Ham side, who again might just take it easy in this one, not completely secure, but again, they might fancy their chances of maintaining their status as in the Premier League if they win tonight. That is, if not, then obviously that will be an interesting game. Wolves versus Tottenham as well next weekend is another big game. Wolves likely will already be relegated by that point if West Ham win tonight. But if not, last chance saloon for them. Not only that, but for Tottenham as well. This is one of the more favourable games for them to win. They can't win now. They don't deserve to win any other game. They deserve to be relegated. That could be their first win of 2026. Um, we'll see obviously how that goes for Spurs. Then, of course, Liverpool Palace, as we mentioned previously. Arsenal versus Newcastle is taking place at the same time as Manchester City's FA Cup game. Arsenal taking on Newcastle. Massive game for both of those clubs. Arsenal not exactly firing on all cylinders, but then again, Newcastle have been poor for most of this season. So it's favourable for Arsenal to get back onto winning terms. But again, you wouldn't put it past Newcastle to cause a bit of an upset against the Gunners in that one. Then you have Manchester United taking on Brentford on Monday. No Sunday game next week. I've just clocked. There is no Sunday game. There is a Monday night game. Man United against Brentford. So big game for that one as well. Again, big in terms of top five indication as well. Both of those clubs. Brentford not being beaten, but not winning games either. And Man United weren't convincing against Chelsea, but they managed to get the job done nonetheless. Partially because I don't Chelsea. I just don't think they're that great. I really don't think they're that great. Anyway, lot to play for still. A lot of games still left to feast our eyes upon and to sink our teeth into. I'm intrigued, but I do think Liverpool have secured top five. Obviously, we've got a way to go until that's definitely confirmed and official. I'm backing. I'm backing Liverpool to get it done. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching and for listening. I appreciate each and every single one of you being here. Do me a massive favor, people. Smash a like on the video and subscribe if you are new. Both of us are always and forever greatly appreciated. You guys are absolutely awesome, and I cannot thank you enough for being here this early on a Monday morning. Big win for Liverpool, big 3 points, and potentially they have now secured top five in fantasy football next season. So bit more of a positive streak than what we've been used to over the past several months or so. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and for listening. Leave a comment down in the comment section. Show what you have to say on this video or on anything that you want to discuss or talk about in future live streams and videos to come. Will make for great and interesting reading. Otherwise, I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks live stream. Appreciate each and every single one of you for being here. Thank you guys. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you all again